Welcome to
Good
live
morning.
stream,
Number 106.
live stream number 106, Young Will Tilson. Live stream number 106.
Here we go.
Yeah, well, that's Holly. She's got a pinched nerve in her neck, a pain in her neck. It's not me. Or maybe it is.
For a change.
So she's going to be laying there, and I'm going to be doing this with her in the background. Not completely alone, but there we go. So here we are. We're going to start out with story time because we have a very special guest, young Will Tilson. Not so very young anymore, though, but quite a wonderful, joyful, brilliant genius musician. Very, what are the words? Sweet, kind, good-hearted, exactly what we need. And the music just pours out of him.
Virtuoso.
And so
Gentle.
So here's Will Tilson when he was 14, right after I met him. I think I met him when he was 13, possibly 14. But here's a little clip, and then from there on, it will be story time. See you at the end.
On yesterday to come, yesterday to come, yesterday to come around. Lord, I'm waiting on yesterday to come around. Hey baby, have you ever seen a man waiting on yesterday to come around? I'm waiting.
So what have you been doing, by the way?
Not too much. I've just been laying low for the most part with my family and just enjoying the time I have with them and taking some classes online, stay busy, and playing a lot of guitar. But that's pretty much what's been keeping me sane through this whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I've been keeping up with the lives. I saw the one with Lynn Jordan. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Anything Lynn's involved with is going to be some fun.
You got that.
For sure.
So, only because I met you when you were, I think, 13?
Yeah, sounds about right. 13 or 14.
Yeah. How old are you now?
I'm 21 now.
And your birthday will be in December?
Yeah, December 23rd.
Still in December?
Mm-hmm. Hasn't changed.
So, 21, that means it's about 8 years. 8 years back.
Wow. Yeah. That's something, isn't it?
Yeah. So
doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Let's tell our viewers how we met, what that whole story was about. Let's see what part you remember, and I'll fill in the blanks.
All right, sounds good. Well, I remember I had been doing some stuff with the Martins for Sid Rocks, and I think we had done like something at like a fundraiser or something, and we got introduced to each other, and then they mentioned that their cousin is this amazing blues harmonica player, played with Little Walter. And I was like, come on, that doesn't sound right. But, then Brad hit me up and he said, yeah, we have this fundraiser. We have our event coming up this summer. And, we were thinking you and Corky could do a set. And I was like, wow, that sounds too good to be true. And sure enough, he put me in touch with Corky, gave me his number, and I called you like I think an hour later, and it was weird. It was just so casual. I was expecting this egotistical, like old, seasoned guy, and Corky's just like, well, all right, yeah, you know, I'm 14. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I just imagine from your perspective, it must have been like, oh, what am I getting myself into?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you
So
know,
it
how
was
are we
my,
gonna do this?
yeah,
Um,
it was my cousins, Tracy and Brad Martin, and that whole family, and they said, we know this little 14-year-old guitar player, we'd like you to do a set with. And as you know, as a musician, it's really easy, when you're offering to do something, to show up and play something is really easy. But once you do it with another musician, it's going to make it more complex. So
right,
I'm never that excited about when someone says, "Oh, you want to do something with this flute player?" Sure, but now we have to rehearse. You know what I mean?
right,
Before I just could show up and play. So they
exactly.
said, not only did they say guitar player, which would have been a great, great, great disappointment to me to consider playing with with a guitar player. They said that he was. I don't know if they at the time it was 13 before we talked, but let's say 14. So this guitar player is 14. You know,
Right.
now I'm really gonna have to rehearse. So I said, well, I'll do it under one condition: is that the first time we meet, I should offer him a workshop so that I could, show him everything I know in just an hour,
hmm
So, so I remember meeting at the place you used to play in the afternoon.
Right, the Rock House.
Yeah, the Rock House in Wilmette,
hmm
which is where I met Will and
Yep,
Will met.
and
I
Will
think
met.
that's pretty funny. So we, I'm just giving it to you from my perspective, and then you could take
No,
it
yeah,
from
this is
yours. Yeah.
all lining up.
So I showed up, and for 40 years I've been doing a workshop on dynamics. And it's very, very rare that anybody takes it and runs with it immediately, like without even a hesitation. And so I said, okay, this is how it works. And you went, wow. And you just started doing it. And your playing was so solid and so in the pocket and so mature
Oh wow,
that I
appreciate
thought,
that.
wow, this is going to be easy. Anyway, so that was my perspective at that point.
Well, yeah, no, I remember that was an aha moment for me when you showed me dynamics, particularly because I've never forgot that. I still have the book you wrote about it. I refer back to a lot. Um, and my dad recently has been trying to pick up the guitar again in quarantine, and I was showing him some lead lines, and he was having trouble kind of getting it to sound right. So I brought the dynamics book out. It's like, let me see if Corky's got a line for this. But no, I remember that, and it was a really that was a really memorable lesson.
And we did it in front of the public. There was
Yeah,
an
my
audience.
buddy was there, and he had a picture of it. I saw it recently, and I was like, oh wow, if you knew like how important that moment was to me. I mean, um but yeah, no, I remember that. It was awesome. And then leading up to the concert, you were like, all right, well, we did the dynamics thing. Do you want to rehearse? And I was like, oh no, I'm getting a lot of free stuff out of this dude. you know and I'm like, the band should be all right and everything. And you were kind of hesitant at first. You're like,
Or was this
because
the
I think you
first?
thought I was playing with my friends and stuff from high school, right?
Right. But this before that. See how you young people forget so easily. Your memories aren't too good.
Yeah,
Our first time playing was just you and me outdoors.
that's right. It was the second time we did it with the band. Now I
See,
remember.
that memory of the young kids isn't too
Unreal.
good.
Wow. No, that's right. Now I
Yeah, wow,
remember.
you were jumping ahead like years. I can't believe that. So it was right after we did the workshop, very shortly after, we did the benefit for Sid Rocks. It was
Hmm.
outdoors on a really big stage.
Yeah,
And,
Gilson.
and we played, you and I, a half hour. And
Hmm.
you were amazing. You did the Johnny Cash
Oh,
tune, one
thanks.
of them.
That was such a fun show. Yeah, we did the Johnny Cash and
Sing a
we're
little
tooting
Johnny
the
Cash. Sing a little Johnny Cash.
Well, I hear that train a coming. It's rolling around the bend. I don't know when I called a man in Reno.
So it was amazing. And we had a great time. And then that's when they called again, my dear cousins Tracy and Brad, and said, well, you want to do it again? I went, oh yeah, absolutely, sure. And so, well, so I called you and you said, well, you want to go ahead, you want to bring your band this time. And I'm thinking, slap, 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 slap. Now you're 15, and now you could have a band,
They're like, oh God, I
of,
got to do another dynamics workshop.
a band of 15-year-old kids. And I'm saying to you, when are we going to rehearse? And you said, oh, we don't need to rehearse. Bam, bam, bam. And I'm trying to explain to you why it's important to rehearse. No matter how great you think your band is, we should
Hmm.
always rehearse. I had no idea.
Man, yep. I remember that well now.
And so we're there. You finally agreed. You said, well, let me see if I could talk these guys into doing. And you're telling me, no matter what you do, Corky, they're going to be right with you. And I'm thinking, yeah, sure. Because I got these 15-year-old high school kids in my mind. And then you agreed to show up a couple hours before the sound check.
Oh, don't see. I think that's where you got it wrong. I think what it was I couldn't believe that you wanted to take some time out to rehearse. Here's this guy playing with Chi Schwan and Ernie. Watson. So, but no, I mean, I think a large part I was just caught off guard by how humble you were that you were willing to put that much effort into a show with me. I'm like, Jesus. But no, yeah, and then when we all got together, it was Felton and Ricky, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, he showed up. What happened is we get up on the stage and we're, Will and I are putting all our stuff together, and the band starts showing up. And it's Coco Taylor's band. Unbelievable. And I'm thinking, oh, of course we don't need to rehearse. These guys have been playing blues all their life. If we're doing blues tunes, duh, And I just, oh my, he's got Coco Taylor's band. And then when we were rehearsing and when you did the show, you were leading the band like I was watching Otis Rush in
Oh, wow.
1965 with his band, Q and his band, and just unbelievable,
Oh,
unbelievable.
thank you. That's a tremendous compliment to be compared to him. But thank you. Yeah. No, it was such a cool show. I remember that was like a really high energy performance, you know.
Okay, I won't compare
It's
you.
always a high energy performance with you.
I won't. I won't. I won't compare you to Otis Rush. How about
Yeah,
Buddy
that's gonna
Guy?
be tough to live up to.
How about Buddy Guy or Luther Allison? All those guys, you were
Yeah.
laying it down. I just couldn't believe it. I had just played with you the year before, and now you're the band leader. It was
Oh, thank you.
unbelievable.
Yeah. No, that was an awesome show. And then we did a few after that.
Yeah, a whole bunch. And
Yeah.
then we did regular shows, full 2 hour shows. I brought
Right.
you up to Door County,
Yeah.
Chicago Blues Festival.
That was awesome. There's been a lot of good memories. Yeah.
Chicago
Yeah.
Blues Festival was you, Sam Lay,
Yeah.
and Marcy,
That was
Marcella
awesome.
Detroit, and
We
me.
were rocking on that one. Sam was playing that shuffle. Yeah.
But by then you were much, much older. 16.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
And what I say is, unlike a lot of these young virtuosos that catch on to something really quick, really young, you had a maturity that none of them had. You know, Probably now that you're older, it's completely gone.
Right. No, thank you.
But
Now, yeah, I play way too many notes now. But no, yeah, I mean, and that's what I miss most since the quarantine is doing those shows we did together. So much energy, and my favorite thing about playing with you is you never know what's going to happen. Even if you played the song countless times, it's like you never know where Corky's going to go with it.
or start with it.
Yeah. Ricky actually always talks about that. He says, because we do those rehearsals before the show. He's like, man, I never really got it. I never really got it before until I meet up with Corky. He locks me in.
Wow.
But yeah, great memories.
So tell them about, are you still sort of with your band as long as when you get back, are you going to with the same guys?
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping we can get
Intro-
together and play soon.
Introduce the band to our viewers.
Yeah, there's well, it's me. There's Dan Savigny who plays keys with me, and he's incredible. Very just with all kinds of music. He plays both piano and guitar, and he's really great at ragtime. He was like a young prodigy on the ragtime scene, and but he's also great R&B and all different kinds of styles of music. So I've been playing a lot with him lately, and then Will Howard, who you know well, he plays bass with me, and incredibly funky bass player, and he's got some music out on Bandcamp now that he's releasing of his own
Mhm.
that I highly recommend everyone go check out. And Ricky, of course, who we've been playing for years with him. And yeah, he's played with a whole host of Chicago blues legends, Coco Taylor, as you said, Buddy Guy, and just like an incredible performer. I can't say enough about Ricky as a musician, a performer, and just a great dude.
And who was the bass player you used previously?
We did some gigs with Felton.
What's his
That
name?
might be who you were thinking about, Felton Cruz.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Right.
Yeah, and I still play with him occasionally. He's a great bass player as well.
And who did he play with?
He played with Miles Davis, and a lot of local legends like Billy Branch. But yeah, Felton's another guy who's just really famous on the Chicago scene
Yeah.
and internationally.
Check on this title, folks. Waiting on Yesterday. How old were you when you wrote that?
I wrote that when I was 14. Yeah. It's an interesting one.
So how did that happen? Was it the first song you wrote?
Yeah, that's the first song. And yeah, what happened with that was I was hanging out with Dave Spector a lot at the time. It's going to his club space and just learning a lot from him about music. And he offered to like produce a project or collaborate on something with me. So I said okay.
14.
And then
you're 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice
And,
of Dave to,
Sorry, what was that?
That was nice of Dave. You're a 14-year-old kid to do a whole project. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, that doesn't even go on to explain the whole thing. Dave was just really cool. Like whenever I'd be at space, he'd come out and talk to me. And I mean, you got to imagine, I used to go see Dave like play guitar and at space. So to be able to talk to someone you're stealing their licks and, it was awesome. It's a huge motivation to kind of keep going. But yeah, so Dave offered to do that. And then within a few months, I came up with that song and I said, all right, maybe I'll send this to Dave. And he ended up liking it. So yeah, he hooked me up with the engineer and the people at Delmark to record it, or Riverside Studios. I'm sorry. That's like kind of like the Delmark headquarters.
Right.
And yeah, we just had a really good time. Working with Dave was cool. And he helped me get like different guitar sounds and stuff like that. So yeah, he was like instrumental in the production of that song. He really took it a long way.
Yeah. But you said you
really good memories.
You said you came up with it.
Yeah, I was I don't know. I just remember I put my phone recorder on and found this little groove I liked on the guitar, I was messing with amps and stuff, and I just started singing that storyline, and just kind of, I don't know, I was feeling it at the time,
So there's a drum roll, and then you cut it off.
He said 16.
Because the second and third times.
All right. Solo.
I'd work so hard to get your things and take you around town. Sunday night on Maxwell Street, all the cool cats hanging around. But when I found out you was fooling around with another man, all I could say and wonder was, why would you ruin such a great thing, baby? Oh, I'm waiting on the day to come back around. Ooh, I'm waiting on yesterday to come, yesterday to come, yesterday to come around. Oh, I'm waiting on yesterday to come around. Oh, I'm waiting. I'm still playing these blues. And Lord Almighty, I'm doing alright. As for girls, I only got so far. It's hard when you're working most every night. Sometimes I think about calling you up, seeing if you wanna hang around. Then I remember only a fool would call a girl who could do him so wrong. Oh, I'm waiting on the day to come back around. Oh, I'm waiting on yesterday to come, yesterday to come, yesterday to come around. Day to come back around. Oh, I'm waiting on yesterday to come, yesterday to come, yesterday to come around. Lord, I'm waiting, waiting, waiting on yesterday to come around. Hey, baby, have you ever seen a man waiting on yesterday to come around? Ooh, I'm waiting on yesterday to come around.
And when I first heard you sing it, and again, you're 14, right? And you were singing something about a man like me. What's that line?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was talking about when I was 14.
Yeah. Why don't you know, that's no way to treat a man like me. And I went, Will, no, please. It doesn't seem right to say that. You have to say, you don't know how to treat a boy like me.
Right.
Because a man like me was just too weird for 14-year-old kids singing a song like that.
It was a very mature song for my age.
A very what?
A mature song for my age.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. But no, I've been writing a lot more lately. Writing has been something I've always struggled with. I'm not really comfortable in that aspect yet, but I've been trying to get better at it lately. You know, and just growing on it for the most part, trying to come up with better arrangements and
Why aren't you comfortable with writing?
It's a good question. I think I don't know. Well, for one, it's like there's all these great writers, you know, and no matter who you're talking about. So when I compare the music I might write to the people I listen to, I'm like, Jesus, like you can't know.
Now I understand why you're uncomfortable. The fact is, every human being is going to create incredible discomfort, unnecessary, deep, painful discomfort for themselves if they compare themselves to anyone else.
Right. I know. And I got to get better at that. That's what Either that, I got to stop listening to Ray Charles and Miles Davis. And
No. You could listen. Just don't compare yourself. You're somebody else.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I tried to compare myself to Howlin' Wolf and tried to mimic him, and that lasted about 30 seconds.
Hmm.
and I never did that again.
Yeah, no, yeah. Once you get into the mimicking thing,
Yeah.
bad territory.
So, well, I mean, there's an exception to that. That if someone is really, really, if it really does, if that's where their heart is to, like just channel someone else and just go for,
Right. Yeah, like
okay.
the Elvis impersonators and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. If that's their
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
that's their thing. But if you're Will Tilson, there's no one to compare yourself to.
Oh, well, thank you. That's a very nice compliment. Appreciate that.
It's not a compliment.
Well, I don't know. I felt special when you said that. So,
It's just the truth. Well, yeah, in that sense, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, you're just right.
yeah, no, I've been writing some stuff lately that I'm feeling pretty good about. I'm hoping to release some new music this year, especially I got so much time lately. So,
Really, how come?
we're not performing, we're not preparing for anything, So it's just me and my guitar.
That's great. So,
Yeah, Charlie's doing great. He got married recently. We had kind of like a socially distanced wedding, and that was really cool.
it's really hard to kiss from 6 feet away.
Yeah, not that socially distanced,
Oh.
but yeah, and that was beautiful. They had kind of they were able to still make it festive despite like all the regulations and not really being able to have everyone. We had kind of like a little car parade going out, so
Oh, great.
it was
Tell
cool.
us who Charlie is. People may not know who Charlie is just by his first name. Charlie Tilson.
Yeah, no, Charlie. Well, he played for a while for the Cardinals. And he graduated from New Trier, and then was drafted to the Cardinals, and then from there he moved over to the White Sox more recently, and he had a series of bad injuries, which kind of
Hold on.
uh-oh.
Hi,
Hey, Louise.
I'm calling you back to. Hey,
We'll call you back because I am on. I
Hey
am
there.
on. That's Louise. You know Will Tilson, Louise?
oh hi, Will. No, but
Hi, nice to meet you.
No, Will is a guitar player. He was 14 years old when we started playing together.
oh, that Will. Well,
Hey there.
Hey.
Happy St. Patty's.
I think I've heard you play. That's very nice.
Awesome. Cool. Well, good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Louise Louise is a producer at WFMT.
Oh,
I'm
wow,
gonna
cool.
go back and do some producing then. I'm sorry I couldn't pick up when you called.
We'll call you back later, Louise.
Okie dokie.
We're doing this is going to be for this Friday. We're doing this Zoom with Will.
Oh, outstanding.
So do you want to say something to our viewers?
Oh, you're recording right now. Just that you're my spiritual guidance. You're my spiritual counselor, Corky Siegel.
Ah,
More on that later.
okay.
All right, sorry to.
Okay.
I will have some fun there.
Yeah, great to see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That'll be good.
That's a nice little break in the combo.
So, yeah, you should tell us who. Oh, yeah, you were telling her that he played for the White Sox.
Yeah, so he got drafted to the White Sox, and unfortunately, he had a few injuries. And yeah, ultimately, he that kind of ended his career, and now he's coaching baseball for Northwestern. So as kind of like a, what would you call it, an assistant coach, and helping kids, local kids in Wilmette, with their batting practice and stuff like that. And he's really enjoying it. He's having a good time. So
Great.
yeah, and he just actually moved to Wilmette with his wife. So
Great.
yeah, he's going through a lot of good things now.
So you get to hang with him later.
Absolutely, yeah. I go visit him there a lot.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we got enough stuff, hey, Holly?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going, yep. We got some good
Cool.
stuff.
I don't know.
Well, yeah.
And, one of our
Cork.
one of the people that watch our live streams all the time, Robert Joseph. He comes on. We do Zooms afterwards, and he comes on the Zoom, and he's a big fan. He came out to that last gig we played outdoors in out
Where
west.
was that? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Tobin Fraley booked us.
Right. That was a good time. I remember that gig.
Yeah, with your band and me.
Yeah, with Will and Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be watching. He said you should do something with Will, because what was happening is we were we've done this will be number 106 live
Wow,
stream.
Corky, that's awesome.
And Holly and I were running. We told our fans and our cousins and our friends that we were running out of material, and everyone started freaking out and saying this and this, and they were saying, "Well, interview Will."
Oh, cool. Well, tell them all I appreciate it.
They could hear you say it yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for putting me on, everybody. No, this was a lot of fun. I really had a good time.
Okay, well, Holly's back.
So that was Will Tilson.
That woke her up.
Isn't he fantastic?
Yes.
Join us on the Zoom.
Yeah, Will may join us. I'm pretty sure he will. I think Ernie
Watts is going to join us too. So this is going to be a really good Zoom.
A good Zoom. So the way you get to the Zoom is corkymusic.com/stream. corkymusic.com/stream. And the link will be there on that page. You'll find it. Okay. So we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.